When I was in college, it was so frustrating that I had to buy so many books. I spent $1,000 to $2,000 a semester, I think, on books alone. Do you know how much stores would buy it back for?
Like half price.
Not even. I would buy books for 200 bucks and they'd give me
Yeah,
$5.
that's great. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm not exaggerating. Hello,
Hello,
and
and
welcome
welcome
back
back to
to
the
the
Two
Two
Cents
Cents Podcast.
Podcast.
I'm Hannah Williams,
And I'm James Daniels.
and this week we're going to talk about back to school savings.
Woo! Let's get it back to school. I know a lot of parents are happy because now these kids are getting out of your hair again.
Well, not all parents, because I want to share a shocking statistic that back to school spending is expected to hit $33.3 billion in the US this year.
That is crazy.
And with wages not going up as much as we would like, there's also a lot of layoffs happening. And I saw a TikTok the other day that was showing how much notebooks were. Okay, if you're listening, take a second to think. Do you remember how much your school notebooks were? I remember when I was in high school and we got like those 5-star notebooks.
Yeah, 5-star was the way to go.
Totally, they were my favorite. Wait, what color is math to you? This was another
I used to
TikTok.
do blue.
Blue,
Yeah.
exactly. I saw this whole TikTok that they were saying it's red, and it was like, oh my gosh, what a hot take. Math is blue, but I digress. Those 5-star journals, if I remember correctly, I think they were $4 to $5 when I was in school. Do you remember how much notebooks cost?
Nah, but I remember we used to get some of those cheap ones that was $1 as well. You know,
Yeah,
like the
dollar
like the
notebooks.
real thin ones that you used to
Yep.
use for like scrap paper and stuff.
hmm
Yeah.
So this TikTok was showing us that these 5-star journals at like Target and Walmart, they're like $10 now.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
$10 for a notebook.
And if you have 7 classes, that's $70 on notebooks for one semester, if that. I remember I would go through 1 to 2 sometimes because I was a note taker. But also, now that I say that out loud, things have changed since we were in school. Like, they have laptops now. They don't need as many notebooks, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I was gonna say is I think that the use of notebooks have definitely went down. And that's also why they probably skyrocketed the prices. But the thing
Mm,
is I actually seen a TikTok, some lady, she was in Walmart and she was looking at the crayons.
ah,
And yeah, like there was one that was like $10 for like a 3 pack, or you were able to get like the cheap ones for like $3 for $1 something.
oh my
Not 3 for
gosh.
$1, but like you're able to get the cheap ones for like $2 a pack. So she was like, it's more advantageous to get the cheaper ones than the more expensive ones that you're getting less crayons with.
Basically, bottom line, everything is more expensive. And so we wanted to do an episode talking about how to save money, not just for teachers, because that's a whole discussion, is how much teachers need to invest themselves from their own wallets in their classrooms so that their students have supplies. But in addition to that, there's the families who are trying to provide for their kids with these back to school requirements. I know somebody listening already has that teacher from hell with the syllabus of like 50 things that their
Yeah,
kid
that they
needs.
can needs to bring, but I think at the same time we have to cut the teachers some slack there
I
because,
shouldn't say teachers from hell.
well,
Sorry. I
yeah,
love teachers. Let me be clear.
but I think we should cut teachers some slack there because, like you said, it's either they come with these things or now we or them as the teachers, they have to provide it, which ends up costing a lot more out of their pockets on the low salaries that they already make.
Right. And they need basic things like tissues and clean.
Pencil sharpeners or erasers, like,
Right.
yeah. So, but I do think that the move to the digital age does help out a little bit more because now they have tablets and laptops.
Right. I can see how that will help, although those are expensive technological devices. So, I would almost rather they go back to paper and the schools use those budgets to invest in school supplies for the teachers so that the teachers don't have to pay for it out of pocket.
Or the school should just invest into your teachers regardless.
Period, James. Period. Per. We love it. Okay, so let's talk about some discounts. Number one, we'll start with some teacher discounts. I found a few good ones that I thought would be important to mention, but I do want to stress that it seems like some companies really lean into back to school savings to encourage people to spend more. Like, would you buy this regardless, or are you buying it because it's on sale? Either way, you're spending more money.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Amazon Prime Day, how
hmm
they put things in front of you that you normally wouldn't buy, but because you see a deal, you're like, oh, I might as well buy it.
So, number one, if you're a teacher or a family of a student and you're doing back to school shopping, Ask yourself if you need it. Is it on the syllabus? Does your kid really want it or is it necessary? I know we're going to break some hearts. I know the kids want the cool things, but in this economy, sometimes we have to put our foots down. And when your kids are older, they'll probably understand.
I can't remember any of the backpacks that I used to have, but I used to love to wanna cry for one, you know?
100%. Yes, we all wanted the Spider Man, the
Right,
Hello Kitty backpack. Sometimes we got to settle for the plain black Jansport.
right.
All right, so let's kick off. The first one that I saw, this is a pretty common one, is Apple. Once again, I'm going to remind you that if you don't need it, you are going to be spending more money than you should. So, this one's a little bit complicated and there are some clauses. So, give me some grace here if your state doesn't have it or your store doesn't have it. But in general, Apple, now through September 30th, you can get AirPods or an Apple Pencil or any select accessory valued up to $199 for free. So if you need new AirPods, you need an Apple Pencil for your tablet, you'll get that for free only when you shop using the brand's education discount. And it's probably going to be like a MacBook or a larger technological device. So only really look into this if you really need the device.
Yeah, and I think that that one's more so targeted at, like, college-staged individuals who are heading back
Absolutely.
to school.
And to be clear, it's actually this deal is eligible for K through 12 employees, higher education faculty, staff and students, as well as higher education parents purchasing on behalf of their students. So this covers a lot of people. Although we are boycotting Target, I just want to add that teachers who verify their status with Target and join Target Circle, which is free, you get 20% off on qualifying in store purchases. And so that's probably going to be school supplies. Now, for technology, Lenovo, which does like laptops, oftentimes cheaper than MacBooks, they offer a 5% everyday discount to teachers through their education store. So it's probably not something that you can find like at Best Buy, but if you go to Lenovo directly, they will have the education deal there. And the Lenovo discount is 5% off purchases every day. And quick shout out to this amazing resource I found. They're called weareteachers.com, and they have this amazing article with 100 plus discounts for teachers in 2025 that they've verified. So I'm going to go through a couple of these, just shouting them out. There's a 60% off monthly Creative Cloud subscription with Adobe, which is expensive. 60% off is pretty good. AT&T teachers and their families get 25% off on unlimited plans. Babbel, if you're looking to learn a new language, teachers can get 6 months of Babbel lessons for $36, which is a 60% discount. Canva, which is an amazing software. I use it
Yeah, we
daily.
use Canva.
Mhm. Free access for teachers and students at eligible schools. So your school might qualify. Check in with your school about that. Cyberlink, which is cyber software, I'm assuming, you get 40% off select software purchases with them. Google for Education, they have promotional discounts on some of their courses and they have special offers for teachers as well. So check out Google for Education if you're looking for any courses or support there. This is one of my favorites, Loom. Loom is this really cool software that I use pretty frequently in our business. It allows you to screen record your computer and people use it more often than not for like showing instructions. So if you're like trying to walk through a presentation or showing people how to do things, it lets you screen record your screen and show yourself and you can talk. So I've screen recorded it when I was doing like a pitch that I just wanted to do digitally. So Loom's education plan is 100% free for verified teachers, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's a great deal. I mean, like, what's better than free?
Yeah, what's better than 100% free? Then we've got Microsoft. So educators receive Office 365 Education and Microsoft Teams for Education for free, plus 10% off Windows devices. And I have a Windows laptop. I prefer it
As
to
do
Mac.
I.
Yeah, you do too. 10% off, we'll take it. And the last one I want to mention is I found this great website called Full Mind Learning, and they have half price books where educators can also get 10% off in store purchases with an educator card. So cheap books.
Yeah, because I know that books tend to be expensive, especially in, like, universities and stuff like that, so
Don't
if
even
you
make
have
me
a
think about
teacher
it.
friend, have them use their perks.
And just minor rant here. I don't think the system has changed, but when I was in college, it was so frustrating that I had to buy so many books. I spent 1,000 to $2,000 a semester, I think, on books alone, all for at the end of the semester, a perfectly good book. Do you know how much stores would buy it back for?
Like half price.
Not even. I would buy books for 200 bucks and they'd give me
Yeah,
$5.
that's great. That's
Yeah, I'm
ridiculous.
not exaggerating.
And then I know that they do things like change minor things within the book so that
Mhm.
the latest edition is different than the last, but not
Yes.
really.
Yep. I
Yeah.
know I've got some of those books behind me somewhere. So, yeah, that's frustrating. And just a minor tangent, if you are a university student struggling to afford the price of books, talk to your teachers. I had teachers that had extra copies that they were willing to give students who were struggling to purchase the books. I had teachers that were willing to let you share with another student. I had teachers that were just flexible. So don't discount funny.
Mhm.
Don't discount that they might be lenient with you on that requirement as well.
Yeah, don't discount that they'll give you a discount.
So, we talked about discounts for teachers and families, but now I want to talk about bulk supplies. This is a way that teachers can save money on items for their classrooms, also parents and families. So, Oriental Trading is a site that I found that offers wholesale priced packages of crayons, glue sticks, pencils, and more. Tons of classroom stock ups or for families with multiple kids.
Yeah, and I think that that one's really good to know for like K through 12 stuff like that. But also if you want to help out like your child's teacher by providing some supplies, that's a great place for you to go to get those
Right.
supplies so that you can be able to donate them to them.
And we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but if you have a parent friend or a teacher friend, go in it together because you can share the bulk supplies, you can split the cost instead of going it alone, work together to split up that cost. We'll talk about some strategies in a little
Yeah.
bit. But the next one is called Backpacks USA. So we talked about backpacks. Backpacks are just like the ultimate thing. The kids that had the coolest backpacks were like the thing of the school for a little bit. I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
a backpack can make or break your whole like school experience. Unfortunately, I went to a school on the south side of Chicago and they gave us clear backpacks. So there was no type of like individualism amongst your
No
backpacks.
privacy either. I
No,
mean, I'm
yeah,
thinking
oh, they
from
were
a
completely
girl's
clear.
perspective, like if a boy saw my tampon when I was like 12, I would have passed out. I
Yeah.
I would never come back. I would leave the school. I would transfer schools. You think I'm kidding. Clear backpacks, that's a bummer. But Backpacks USA sells pre-packed bulk school supply kits and backpacks at discounted bundled rates. So if you need help getting a backpack, check out Backpacks USA. The next one is wholesale schoolsupplies.com. Doesn't get more obvious than that. But they literally specialize in volume discounts on school and office essentials for schools, charities, and parents. So definitely check them out. The next names are more recognizable to us, but Staples and Amazon. So teachers have actually found bulk sales at Staples and on Amazon. You know, on Amazon, you can't buy one thing, you have to buy 10 of
Yeah,
that
a lot of
thing.
the times they're like, "Oh, you need a pen?
Mhm.
Cool, we'll send you 1,000."
We'll send you 10. Right. So check out Amazon for bulk supplies as well. Okay, so now let's talk about strategies on ways to save money. Number one is timing. I know we're already in August, but just save this for the future. Usually, school supplies are cheaper in June, right before back to school sales start to hit and everybody starts buzzing about it. So, try to get some of these items when they're on sale in June or towards the end of the school year.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is, like, it's a really good time. It's kinda like buying bathing suits. You wanna buy a
Hmm.
bathing suit at
In the
in the
winter.
winter, you wanna buy school supplies when school's getting ready to let out,
Hmm.
because now they're just trying to get rid of inventory.
Right, exactly. But unfortunately, like the fads, they're
Yeah,
not, it's not the fad anymore.
but there are some things that aren't, fat related, like crayons and pencils, notebooks,
Hmm.
these are things that are gonna continue to be the same every year. So, if you can buy those at the end of the year when they're a little bit cheaper, you can save yourself a few dollars on the back end.
Yeah, and I actually didn't see the dollar store mentioned anywhere, but I would think that the dollar store would have year-round, pretty cheap school supplies.
Cheap is correct.
Oh no, so not good quality.
Correct, correct.
Okay, so never mind. The next strategy is to audit your existing supplies. It's maybe not the best option for you if you've already checked through what you have or your kid desperately needs new things, but just check what you have. I know we have a box somewhere that is just full of pencils.
Oh, we definitely do, and a few that's full of notebooks as well because we somehow accumulated them and then we shoved them somewhere because we didn't need them at the moment.
Let's donate that.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at doing
Okay,
that.
we're going to donate that. And if you're listening and you don't have a kid in school and you also have one of those junk drawers where you've got pencils and notebooks, donate it to a teacher or a kid in need too.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people start to think like, oh, well, maybe this isn't, this won't work for a kid or something like that. One thing that I've been seeing a lot of on TikTok is videos of teachers who use supplies in kind of, I'd say, unorthodox ways,
Yeah.
but taking like notebooks and stuff and using it to make paper mache, melting
Smart.
down crayons to make bigger crayons and stuff like that. So, and I know that there's going to be a comment about how I say crayons. I keep saying it, and I'm like,
I like how you say
yeah,
crayons. I think it's cute.
no. But,
It's like how
but
you say umbrella.
umbrella. But
Umbrella.
but, so they're using it in different ways other than what we just traditionally use a crayon for,
Yeah.
so donate your supplies. I mean, they may be able to use them. If not, then they won't.
Or get creative and try to find a new use for an existing item that you won't use anymore. The next one is staggered shopping. So a lot of us are gonna do a back to school shopping and get everything all at once. This is a really easy way for your kid to slip in something, and you're already overstimulated. You're already trying to please them and not have a tantrum at the store. Don't go buy everything at once. Do staggered shopping. Make a list of specifically things that you need at one go and go get that, and then go back for the other. But when you go all at once, you're more likely to overspend. At least studies have shown. The next one is price matching, kind of obvious, but stores like Walmart, Target, Staples, and Office Depot often match competitors' prices. So do a little bit of research. Check what item you want, see how much it costs at these different stores, and then use price matching to go get it at the cheapest rate.
Yeah, or you can even while you're looking at it, just look it up online on your phone and
Mhm.
then go, okay, this is the price. Some of these stores prefer for you to have like a clipped coupon or something that states that ad.
They need
Yeah,
proof.
they need
Your
actual
phone should
proof.
work.
So your phone should work.
And the next one is kind of a financial tip here, but there are tools that you can use. It's not going to save you money per se, but it will have more bang for your buck. So apps like Ibotta, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I never know how to say that. Ibotta, Ibotta. It's one of those like
Ibotta,
yeah,
Abada.
Ibotta.
That's what I'm listening.
Okay, so Ibotta, Rakuten, and other browser extensions such as Camelizer, they track deals so they'll tell you when things are on sale, but you can also get points. So if you spend certain amount of money, you get like 100 points and that converts into a gift card which you can use on school supplies.
Yeah, and that's a good one. I always using your rewards.
Right. And in that same vein, you can also have extra bang for your buck by using your credit card if you get rewards on the credit card. So not only are you getting rewards through these extensions, you're also getting rewards through your credit card. Another financial tip and trick is to check if your state has a sales tax holiday, meaning that some states specifically have weekends where it's tax free to buy school supplies.
Yeah, and those weekends you should really take advantage of. Granted, understand that those will be the weekends that a lot of people are also out doing the same thing
Right.
because they also know. So,
Yeah, it's not specifically only for school supplies, it's
right,
for everything.
it's for everything.
Right. And not all states have a sales tax holiday, and the sales tax holiday falls on different dates for each state. So definitely go check it out. States that I'm seeing now that have a sales tax holiday include Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Florida, Iowa, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, ooh, and West Virginia. But Virginia's was August 1st to the 3rd, so we've already
So we
missed it.
missed it.
Yeah. But if you know this now, save it in your calendar for next school year. All right, some more tips and tricks here. You can also go to thrift stores and consignment stores for back to school clothes shopping. Thrift stores are really popular right now anyway with the Gen Alphas and Gen Zs.
Yeah, which means that their prices are also starting to go up too,
True.
depending on where you go. Don't go to a vintage store because that's not the same as a thrift store.
And the last tip that I want to share is really just relying on your community and your network. Make a parent network. Find other people that have same age kids in your community and work together. We talked earlier about how you can work together to buy things in bulk, but you can also work together for hand me downs. You can share these items. You can share clothes. You can share backpacks. You can swap. Maybe one kid has a preferred color and the other one has another. Instead of having to buy both or having a kid who's unhappy with the color that they have, swap.
What I would say is, as a teacher, make an Amazon list or something equivalent, and then tell your students to tell their parents about them because they're going to be the ones that's providing anyways. This way, some of the parents who may have a little bit more can provide a little bit more, rather than just providing what's on the syllabus for their child.
Yeah, and you never know what people have in that junk drawer. So if you have somebody in your parent network and there's an item that you're missing from that syllabus list, ask your network. Say, hey, like, does anybody have a spare glue stick that I can use? I'm sure somebody does.
Or a spare 20.
Or a spare 20. We'll take it. And the last tip that I want to share is actually right along that line, James, of teachers making lists on Amazon. Those Amazon classroom lists are really major. Last year, we actually took it upon ourselves to give back to our community and we cleared a bunch of teachers' lists. I don't remember how much we spent. I want to say over
Yeah,
$20,000.
roughly about 20,000.
We asked our community to share the teachers in their community's list with us, and we just went through and we cleared it. And let me tell you, there is no greater joy than clearing that list and knowing that this dinosaur book that they maybe were not going to get because it was a book too many, knowing that that's going to be in the classroom or the kids are going to have these tools to do arts and crafts, that they're going to have STEM materials. It really warmed my heart. I'd like to do that again this year.
Yeah, or the fact that they have more accessible tools. There was books in there of different languages for students. There was,
Yeah.
you know, books for students with hearing disabilities and stuff like that. So I love the fact that we were able to provide and help out in that way. And even if you aren't able to clear a full list, just being able to get something off of that list helps that teacher out a lot and helps those students out even more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, mic drop. I remember we got like some sensory tools for, I think it was a school psychiatrist or school
Yeah.
therapist, and we got her a bunch of the things on her list that were like activity things, activities for kids with disabilities and kids with learning disabilities. And I was, oh my gosh, it made me so proud that that's how we spent our money.
Yeah, especially because like I grew up, like I said, south side of Chicago, so low income school. We didn't have a lot of things. A lot of our books were torn and stuff like that. But with that, just being able to have new things in class to help out or aid in learning, that felt like everything. Especially being a child in that situation. So feeling included is the biggest thing that they want.
Yeah, just think back to when you were a kid and think about an item that you loved in your classroom. I know I can think of books that I was obsessed with. I can think of some arts and crafts that I love to do. Think about that joy. Connect with your inner child. And when you're giving back to your inner child too. So if you take anything from this episode, we really hope that you go clear a teacher's list or that you help out in your community, either donate your unused items, reach out to a parent network and tell them what you have and what you can provide, and do what you can to support the young students and teachers in your community.
But with that, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Hope you guys heard a lot of things that you like. Got some good discounts.
Yeah, totally. And let us know if there's any tips or tricks that we didn't mention that you have, or a website or a really good resource. Please let us know. We would love to hear it and we'd love to share it with our community as well. And with that, have
Have
a
a great
great
school
school
year.
year. Bye.
Bye.